Hello, welcome to my channel, and I hope you enjoy this video. I've just made a little game here, and this is the code here, and I'll talk about how it works in a minute. But first, let's play the game. Okay, what the game does is that it's gonna generate a random number. It expects you to guess that number. To get full marks, you get 10 points if you guess the number. You get the number right. Now, for example, if the number is 7 and you guessed 6, you're gonna get 1 point for that. No, hang on a minute. Now you get 2 points. Okay, you get 2 points if you are 1 below or 1 above. For example, if it's 7 and you guess 6, you get 2 points. If you guess 8, you get 2 points. But if you guessed 7, you get 10 points for that. Okay, you get 10 points. All right, so let's try and play the game. Guess a number between 1 and 10. Now, of course, if you type in some rubbish, it will catch that problem. It's going to say you need to enter a whole number between 1 and 10, and it's going to ask you the same question. Guess a number between 1 and 10. It's like a recursion, okay? So this function calls itself. Now, if I guessed a 5, your score is now -2. So the number was wrong. If I guess a 6, -4, that's wrong as well. Try 8, -6, 9, -8. I'm not doing well so far. Score is now -10. I only have 4 rounds left, so it counts the rounds. So I have 3 rounds left. Oh no, I haven't done well now. Okay, so 1 round left and I'm in a minus, so I haven't done well. So it's game over. So I've scored -16, but let's try again. Okay, I probably might create a menu that allows us to try again. If I did 8, close but no cigar, that means the score was 9. I try 9 again, score was 10. It was close. Let me try 8 again. No, I got it wrong. Now I have a score of 0. Okay, but I still have some rounds to play. Let me try 8. That's close. Okay, score. I need to score something. Oh no, not doing well. Try again. No. Guess again. No. 1 round left. As you can see, I'm not good at guessing random numbers. But anyway, that's the idea behind it. So I'm gonna now show you the code for this game, and I will be explaining it line for line. Okay, import random. Okay, this will allow the program to generate random values. Just understand that line like that. Don't try to complicate it. Okay, this code will allow my program to clear the screen. Import operating system. Okay, if that's it. Now import time. This code allows the timer function to work, because remember, it gives you 1 second to read it gives you a second to read the information displayed. Okay, you guess it right, your score is now 10 or whatever, and then it displays another number. So you have actually you have 2 seconds to do that. Okay, so that's why I import time, so it allows the timer to function. Now this, hang on, then I'm gonna create a function. I created a function here which I called refresh function. Okay, will refresh the page. So because if you keep guessing numbers and you keep showing them, and then it asks you another number, it shows them, so you're gonna have a list, a whole page filled with words and numbers and characters. So you don't want a mess, you want it to be clean. Okay, so that's what the refresh function does. Time to sleep 2. You've got 2 seconds to read through everything before it clears the screen. That's what it does. Okay. Before refresh the page, IA give the player 2 seconds before clearing the screen. Be like a teacher who cleans the board or every 2 seconds or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Now that's the first part. The second part, now we're gonna initiate some variables. We have 2 variables here. We have score and rounds. Okay, so score will be the points, will be the total. Okay, actually the total, that's my clock, sorry, the total for the points scored. Okay, and rounds will help count the rounds left to play or to continue playing. Okay, that is what these 2 variables do. Okay, and by the way, I did score equals 0, so I don't have to do it again. I'll just delete that. Okay, score and rounds. Score is 0 and rounds is 10. Okay, so that's what it is. Now I'm gonna define the main program, the main part of the program, which is it's gonna ask you, it's gonna get the numbers, score and rounds, then it's gonna work out a random number between 1 and 10 and assign it to this variable named number, and then it's gonna try and ask you the question. But if that fails, it's gonna, this is what we call try and except, right? They're throwing an exception. So it's gonna say, okay, we tried to do this, we tried to do all of this, all of that, we tried doing it, but it failed for some reason, so I'm gonna leave my personal message so the program doesn't show its own default error messages. So that's what try and except does. It, again, we're trying to get rid of the mess or stop the mess from happening. Okay, now this function named guess game will be the main part of the game. Yeah, main part of the game. So I'm going to explain line for line because I can't just explain everything in one go. It's best if you understand it line for line. Okay, now declaring score and rounds as global variables means the information or data, okay, or the values they store are usable in this function. Okay, so being global variables, it means they can, it's like someone saying I'm an international citizen. That means you can go to any country. Yeah, so if I say global score and rounds, that means whatever I call score and rounds here outside of this function will be used inside another function where they are declared as global variables. Okay, so score and rounds are the same outside as inside. Okay, I shall now assign a random value between 1 and 10 to a new variable named number. Okay, so that's another variable I've declared, and I've assigned it a random number, and it's a random integer between 1 and 10. Okay, that's what it does. Okay, now that I know the value of the values for number, comma, score and rounds, I can ask the player to guess a number. Okay, a number. Okay, 1 to 10. Okay, I can try asking the player to guess a number between 1 and 10. Okay, this is what I mean by trying, because you never know what they're gonna type. They might type something stupid like ABC or something. Okay, now assign the player. When I say player, I mean the person playing my game, playing the, you or someone else, or even myself, whoever is playing it. That's what I mean by player. Okay, assign the player, assign the variable guess, comma, the player's guessed number. Okay, now remember, these variables can be any name, but it's really important that you actually name your variable something it's related to. Now, if this variable is gonna collect whatever your guess is, so it only makes sense to name the variable guess or guessed number or something like that, yeah? or you player's guess, like that. Okay, now we are going to declare another variable. Okay, the variable diff will store, like I said, we store the difference between the guessed number and the actual number. In bracket, remember the actual number is number. Okay, the actual number is number, yeah, which is this here. That's the one we're expecting, and this is what they guess. So we need to see if what they guessed is 1 point above or 1 point below. And to do that, we need to declare a variable named diff or difference. Okay, the difference, and then it's equal to guess, what they guessed, minus number. Okay, what they guessed minus number. Now, what we're gonna do with this, what we're gonna do is to then start checking. Okay, we say check if the guessed number, is equal to the actual, to the randomly chosen number. Okay, to the randomly chosen number, or you're gonna guess if this, what they guessed, is equal to that. Okay, to the actual number that we randomly picked from 1 to 10. Okay, so now what if it's the case? If it's the case, we are going to say add 10 points to the player's current score if they got it right. Okay, right, let's just say spot on. Okay, if the number was 10 and they guessed 10, they get 10 points. Or the number is 5, they guessed 5, they get 10 points. Okay, yeah. And then we're gonna inform the player that they got it right and display their new score. Okay, that's what this code is going to do. Okay, correct, you got it right, your score is now score. Now what you see here, what this plus string, str means, because remember you are writing a string of words. Okay, you're writing, these are words, they're strings. Okay, now score, however, is not a word at the moment. Okay, it is a number, it's a whole number, so it's characterized as an integer. So if you are going to print this off, it's important that you change score to string so it matches the rest of the groups. Okay, so it's like getting a flock of pink flamingos, and you have one yellow flamingo. What you want to do is to probably paint the yellow flamingo pink to match with the rest of the flamingos. Silly example, but I hope you get the point. However, okay, if diff, now remember I told you what diff is. Okay, right here, the difference between the number you guessed and the actual number. If the difference between those two numbers, if they guessed a number, if they guessed one below or above, okay, they still score 2 points. Okay, they still above, they still score 2 points. That's what this does. Okay, if diff is equal to 1 or diff is equal to -1, okay, then that's gonna happen. Okay, they are gonna score at least 2 points. Okay, so we can say again, inform the player that, now remember we need to tell them what their score is, but if they didn't get it right, we need to tell them what the actual number was. So I will change that in a minute. Okay, actually, yeah, it's already there. Random number was number, the actual random number. Okay, inform the player that they were close to getting it right. Okay, so you're gonna do that and award them 2 points. Okay, 2 points. Okay, that's what it does. It tells them you're close, but the actual number was actually whatever the number was. Okay, then I'm going to award them 2 points. Now actually, you know what, let me get this here and take it out. Let's be more specific here. I'm going to go right to the end and put it there. Award them 2 points. Okay, inform the player that they were close to getting it right and display the actual number, okay, you expected. Okay, that's what you expected, or they should have guessed. Okay, now score plus equals 2 means you're adding them 2 points. Okay, and print your score is now. Okay, now what that means is display the updated score. You've updated it to an additional 2 points, but then you've got to let them know, okay, what has happened to their points now. Do they have more points or less? They need to know that. Okay, now that's the part. Okay, then now we're moving on. However, actually, let me try and tidy this a little bit like that. Okay, however, okay, if they did not get even close to the actual number, if they didn't get even close to the actual number, okay, what happens? Okay, we can say they lose 2 points. Okay, they lose 2 points. Okay, and again display the updated score. Okay, let me copy and paste that. Then we're gonna display the updated score, but also I want them to know what the random number really was. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna put it there. Your score is now that, and the random number was this. Okay, so close, remove this. The random number was that. Okay, that's a random number, and we can then just go, but then it's going to ask again. So when it asks, does it leave a, no, it doesn't. Okay, now let me put a new line here. Oh, my clock is always doing that. Come on, that's a new, oh, come on, new line, because I don't want these lines to be so close to each other. We leave some breathing space for them. Okay, display updated score. Okay, on a new line. All right, so that's what happens. Your score is now whatever the score is. Then new line, the random number was whatever the random number was. Okay, that's what happens. Okay, now after that we are now going to reduce the amount, yeah, or the number of rounds left. Okay, because remember we started with they had 10 rounds. Yeah, remember they had 10 rounds. So each time they play, it goes down to 9. You have now 8 rounds left, 7 rounds left, and so forth. Okay, and there's a reason for that. You get that, you know that in a minute. And then it's gonna display, let me put the number was, okay, sorry, display the rounds left to end the game. Okay, rounds minus equals, you can say round equals rounds minus 1, but a shortcut is say rounds minus is equals. That's if you're subtracting 1 from the current value of rounds. Okay, I'll reduce the number of rounds left by 1. Okay, now we've done that. Now we are now going to refresh. Okay, refresh the page. We're going to clean up the page now to allow them to see the next question. Okay, that's what it does. It's gonna refresh the page, i.e. give them, okay, 2 seconds to read what has been displayed and then clear the screen. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. Now the exception, in case we failed to ask the question. Okay, if the question failed, okay, because the whole thing about this is they're asking the user the question. Okay, the first thing you're gonna try is ask the question, and you're gonna use the answer to deal. You're gonna deal with the answer using these if conditions. Okay. Now, for the only way the if conditions are gonna work is if the answer they typed is an integer, is a number. Okay. So all in all, what we really want is for them to type an actual number, and that will help us. That will allow these to work, to function. If they don't function, that means they didn't type the actual number. They didn't type a number. Okay. So as a consequence, it's gonna throw an exception, meaning it's going to show an error message, a personalized error message, which says, "This is my programmer's which is myself, programmer's error message. Okay, reminding the player to enter a whole number and hinting 1 to 10. Okay, it gives them a hint that, okay, I expect you to enter a whole number, but it should be between 1 and 10. Okay, so that's what happens. Now, going on, now all that has happened, they try and accept, but again the game still hasn't started. It asks you the question, it updated your scores and everything, but hang on, the game has started, but it needs to continue. Game needs to continue. Okay, now here's the thing. I will say if rounds, okay, now here is where the recursion starts. Okay, the game is gonna call itself here. Okay, it's gonna call itself. Now let me leave a space there. This part you see here, okay, is all in the same function. This function named guess game. Okay, guess game. And as you can see, I call that function again down at line 61 because I want the player to keep playing, but there has to be a condition for the game to keep playing. And here's it. Okay, here's the condition. If I will say continue playing, okay, if the player still has more rounds to play, or their score is above, more rounds to play, and their score is above, okay, rounds is less than 1 and score is less than 1. Oh, hang on, don't continue. It says stop playing if the player has run out of more rounds to play, okay, and their score is below 1, which means it's a 0. Yeah, the score is below 1. It could be a 0 or below 0. Let's say -2, -3, and so forth, as you saw me playing in the game. Yeah, below 1. Okay, or they, now remember the first condition is they've run out of rounds. Okay, rounds is less than 1 and score is less than 1. Okay, however, if they've just run out of rounds, it doesn't matter how many scores they have. Even if they have 100, it doesn't matter. But if they run out of rounds, again, it's going to end the game. Or they have run out of rounds. Okay, you're on the final round, you get to round 0, and then that's it. Now what does this mean? If you guessed it right for each round, okay, because remember you have 10 rounds, and every time you guess it right, you score 10 points, which means we expect you to have a maximum of 100%, okay, for each guess you make. If you guess it right, it gives you 100%, but it's not that easy. So you could guess it wrong or right, you know, it depends. But if you score 100%, you've done really well. So if they run out of rounds, or they've run out of rounds and the score is less than 1, then it's going to be a problem. It's going to end the game. Okay, and obviously you should know what this means. Okay, this says display a message, let me abbreviate that, message game over. Okay, now, and also display the total score at the end. Okay, display the total score at the end. Now, but suppose they still have some rounds to play. Okay, if they have rounds to play, the game will continue. No matter what, game will always continue. But what I'm thinking is, suppose they've just run out of rounds. It doesn't matter what the score is. Maybe I should change this. If rounds is less than 1, that's all. Rounds is less than 1, your rounds are up, that's it. Regardless what your score is. So I think I'll do that. Yeah. Let me take this out. If your rounds is less than 1, that's it. Game over. Then it's gonna show you the score and everything. Okay, let's put it that way. Okay. So, however, if you still have some rounds to play, then this function is gonna call itself. Yeah, it's gonna call itself. Okay. So if you still have more rounds to keep playing, okay, there will be a recursion. That is to say, the function guessGame will replay itself, yeah, by calling itself again. Okay, now this, remember, this is out of the function. This is independent. This function here, calling this function, this is what starts the game. Okay, so you can say this, we start the game by calling the guessGame function. Okay, so this is actually basically what the code is. Okay, and that's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Now I've tried my best to explain each line of code, at least most lines. Let me explain this as well. Okay, it says pause for 2 seconds. Okay, and this one says erase everything on the screen. The game is still playing, but the screen is now blank, just like I said, the teacher wiping the board to write more stuff. Okay, the lesson is still ongoing. So again, the game is ongoing, but the screen has been cleared, or everything on the screen has been deleted. It allows the game to carry on playing by showing fresh content. So that's what it is. That's the code for us. Okay, yeah. So let's see again. Guess a number between 1 and 10. I said 9. Oh god, I'm having a network problem. Okay, 9, between 1 and 10, I type 9. Guess a number between 1 and 10. 5. Something about this code now. Oh, okay, I know what the problem is. It's my keyboard. It ran out of battery. Okay, I type 5. It says that's not correct. I type 4. It says close, so I win some points. Okay, I type guess number 7. Press enter. Okay, I guess number 8. Press enter. Your score is now a 0. I guess number 9. How many rounds do I have? 5 rounds. Okay, I still have a chance. 9 again. Yeah, that was close. The number was 8. Let me guess number 4. 4? No, not even close. 2? Yeah, close? No. Okay. Let me guess number 8. Oh, I have 1 round left. Okay, final guess. Let's say number 6. Oh, that was close. I've only scored -4. So Yeah, I've done really well. So, like I said, I'm not good at guessing, but I hope I hope you have enjoyed my little game. So I see you in the next game. Thank you.